Hello, Bison fans. Welcome back to episode 2 of the Charging Ahead podcast. Joined by the second guest, and that is Stuart Mogg. So, thank you for joining us, mate. How are you doing?
Hi everyone. Yeah, I'm really good, thank you. Just enjoying the long weekend that we've got this weekend.
Yeah. It's a shame the weather's not as nice. So, bit grey today, but oh well, we're in here doing a podcast. So, so how's your summer been anyway? Has it been going good?
Yeah, it's not been too bad to be fair. I live quite a boring life to be fair anyway. I just work and spend time with my family to be fair at the moment. So that and then kind of keeping in the gym, keeping myself ready for kind of next season. I've got a holiday booked for Thursday, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, nice. You going anywhere? Going anywhere good?
Heading to Egypt for a couple of weeks, so
Oh.
bit of sun.
Yeah, I mean, no one can complain with a bit of sun. So anyway, like you were saying, obviously keeping the gym for next season. So going into next season, it's obviously a lot of the fans that are watching this they know you. You're obviously quite regular to Basingstoke. But just sort of what are you looking forward to going into this season and sort of going into this new era of Basingstoke?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to look forward to. I think obviously playing in front of the fans when I was back in Basingstoke and having the success that we had there and the like level of noise that the fans bring and the kind of atmosphere that they bring every week is something that I'm really looking forward to. And then obviously we had that as well when I was in with the Bees and having that kind of against you as well. And I think that when it's against you is kind of crazy as well. So to have that kind of back on your own side is something that I'm really looking forward to. The new era itself, I mean, Steve's come in and it's been incredibly professional so far from kind of every aspect. He's working hard. He's put together what looks to be so far a really good kind of group of brick guys. And then obviously now that Jeff's been announced as well, I think that the progression there and the imports that we're going to bring in should kind of take us to the next level as well, I hope.
Yeah, 100%. That's definitely looking like it's going to be the plan. So you're talking about obviously there's Brits there in the team that you're obviously quite regular with. You've played with nearly all of them. Is that right? Sort of. I know the fans are gonna they sort of know your game, but how would you say your game sort of come on since the last time you played in Basingstoke?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, when I left Basingstoke and moved to the Bees, I got given a lot more responsibility. So a lot of, in every situation really, whether that be power play, penalty kill, just general 5-on-5. When I was in Basingstoke, we had a lot of other senior guys around me that were always kind of in them roles. So just kind of, I've stepped up my game on all fronts in that kind of perspective, whether that be power play or penalty kill and just being able to log kind of that high end minutes against any team's top line. I mean, pretty much for like the last kind of 3 or 4 seasons, for every game I've matched against each team's top line for the whole game. So it's just having the ability to do that against kind of any of the players in the league and being confident in that aspect.
Obviously, you had
Hmm.
the captaincy at Bees. What was it like getting that responsibility to lead the team the last couple seasons? Obviously, you made the playoffs as well. Um, I think a lot of people didn't predict you to make the playoffs, but you did make the playoffs. So, how have you kind of since you left the Bison, kind of gained some of those responsibility attributes?
Yeah, so I mean, I was captain in the end of the Bees for I think 5 seasons.
Yeah.
I think Well, I said it before, I define myself as quite a quiet leader, but someone that people can look up to and
Yeah.
see that I play the game the right way. I have like the correct attitude around the rink and everything like that. And I try and, I guess, make everything as kind of professional as possible. But just kind of having that responsibility is obviously an honor anywhere you play. And just kind of trying to boost the boys up in any way and keep them going, especially when times are tough, when the lows are low and when the highs are high, kind of thing, and just making sure that people keep their heads and stuff like that. I mean, but yeah, I think it's never easy. When you're on a winning team, it's probably easier. When you're on a losing team, it's often harder because you got to make sure that people are motivated each week to keep going.
Yeah.
And obviously Basingstoke as well. It'd obviously be a massive achievement for you if you were to carry on with that captaincy role for Basingstoke. Is that something? Obviously, it's up to Jeff now to obviously decide. But is that something that you're hoping you can sort of carry into this season? Is you hoping to wear that C for the Basingstoke Bison?
I mean, obviously, as you say, it's something that it's down to Jeff at the end of the day. I think for me, it would obviously be a massive honour to captain my hometown team, um, and lead the boys in that front. But kind of looking at it, we've got a lot of,
Got
well,
so many leaders.
yeah. There's a lot of people that have been kind of captains and assistants, kind of all over the joint. So, I mean, whether whether that's a tough decision for Jeff, it's probably a good thing because it means that there's a lot of natural leaders in the room and everyone can kind of push everyone forward, which can never be a bad thing.
Do you think the signings of those players we just mentioned, it's the core of Basingstoke, and you mentioned there's a lot of leaders. I think that's kind of a really positive way to start kind of the process. And now that you've got the coach in, he can sign all those imports as you mentioned.
Yeah, obviously, I think probably for a coach that's coming in from an outside perspective, the Brit kind of piece is quite hard, right? I mean, you you can look at stats, you can look at kind of names and stuff like that, but I think it's building the guys with the kind of right attitude and identity that's going to make the team what it is. And I know I've heard you guys speak about that kind of Basingstoke identity before, and I think what the people have got there is what you say it is. Like people are willing to kind of battle for the jersey and willing to do anything to kind of have that success. And I think you can't really go wrong with that, to be fair.
And you're just talking about imports. Obviously, the league's going up to four imports this year. Most likely mean there's going to be a lot more import D men coming up. Is there a sort of would you prefer to play with a sort of an import, or are you sort of a guy that plays better with like a Brit that sometimes that you've played with before, or a Brit that you've played with regularly?
I'm relatively easy, to be fair. I think it depends on. I can adjust my game to kind of whoever I play with. I've played kind of. I would never categorize myself as an overly offensive defenseman, but I mean, I can move the puck well and stuff like that. But I mean, if I'm going to play with an import D man that's offensive and I just have to play a more defensive role, then I can adapt to that. I mean, it's whoever comes in, I'm happy to play with anyone really. I think looking at the core of the D that we have already with Ralphie and Bairdy, I think there's two people there that could play on the top pair, the second pair, anything like that. And then obviously if we get an import and then a couple of young guys to bolster up the D core, then I mean that's a good six right there already, right? And play it the right
Yeah,
way. And anyone.
100.
Obviously, you brought in. We interviewed Will Stead last week. You played with him the last few seasons. You've kind of seen him evolve, and last year had a really good season, goal scoring wise as well. What can Bison fans expect from him going into next season?
Yeah, I think Willsie's someone that works really hard, and he has adjusted his game massively from where he kind of first was when he first signed for the Bees. He had 1 year where he was quite versatile, played a bit of D,
Yeah,
played a bit of D with me as well during that season, and kind of showed that he can play in every position. But I think last year he was given a lot more responsibility on the top line with Dom and Marcel, and a lot of time on the power play in front of the net as well. Uh, he did score probably 25 tap-ins, but it is about being in that
right.
right place at the right time and kind of get into that dirty area, which I think will get you a lot more success than obviously always just looking for the fancy finishes and things like that. But yeah, I think the fans have got something to look forward to him. He plays with a lot of passion. he's not willing. He's like very willing to put himself into any situation, and yeah, I think he got beauty there.
Yeah, he definitely sounds like an exciting player. Sort of another question going back to your sort of your defense again. You've sort of solidified yourself as sort of I'd say like a top 10 Brit D in the league in this league. Um, Obviously not to put you on the spot, but obviously do you feel like there's pressure on you that obviously when you have these Brit D men in your team that you're sort of you've got a bit of expectation behind you to perform? Do you feel that sort of pressure, or do you just go about your game?
I don't really feel the pressure, I don't think. I think I just kind of I've been playing my game now for year upon year upon year. I think if I just keep kind of myself in shape and things like that, then I can keep up with the play, and I don't need to kind of rely on other people to help me out kind of thing. I think it's good now that we have other people in the team that are a good kind of set of Brit D as well, because that'll probably help me and push me because we've got a bit more competition on the back end, right? And obviously you always want to try and be in the top two pairs and are pushing for that kind of ice time. So to have a bit more pressure there on me and a bit more kind of skill level around me will be really good next year and probably help push me further as well.
Well, I'm sure the Bison fans are going to welcome you back with open arms. Obviously, you know the fans well. The fans know you. So, have you got a final message to sort of the Basingstoke Bison fans leading into September?
Yeah, I just want to say, obviously, the welcome back has already been really nice so far. Looking forward to getting back out on the ice in Basingstoke and playing in front of the wall of sound. And
Hopefully, both balls this time.
well, yeah, double wall of sound now. Um, and just pushing to win, obviously, my seventh trophy with the club.
I was going to say actually quickly, obviously Steve's come in and told the fans that you guys are going to be competitive straight away. You've already built that core with the Brit players. You've now got a coach who looks really exciting as well. He's coached in some exciting league. Sorry. How excited are you, and what are you looking forward to most about playing next season?
Yeah, I think just the challenge. I think it's going to be a brand new era, as everyone says. Despite it obviously being a core of guys that have played for Basingstoke before, there's still definitely a big mix there of people that have been gone for a while and people that are coming back. And it's likely going to be a set of new imports to the league, I'd assume. I mean, I assume Jeff's got a pretty good contact book
Yeah,
from his
in the youth sports.
where he's been, especially, yeah, as you say, youth sports, where a lot of kind of the imports are kind of coming in from now. Looking forward to playing obviously under a new coach as well. I think
Hmm.
that's going to be good. There's going to be lots of new things, lots of new tactics, lots of new drills that we're going to have to get used to. And yeah, I think just every aspect is something new and something exciting to look forward to.
Yeah, I know
Well, I
some
think
fans and Dan's excited as well.
yeah, I think all the fans are excited to see the new sort of stuff that he implements into the team. So just sort of finishing on that, really. This has been Stuart Mogg, obviously new, not new, but new D man into the team. Obviously keep an eye on all social media platforms. Lots more news is going to be coming out over the summer. This Charge and Head podcast is going to be a regular thing now. We're going to be getting more players on every week. We're going to be supplying you with all the info that you need. So just keep an eye on that. And it's been a pleasure talking to you, Moggy. Thank you for joining us.
Perfect, no problem at all. Have a good day.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, mate.